Okay, so this is the problem table which we have written after all adjustments in the second problem. So there are 4 factories and 4 stores are given, right? So these are the cost after applying the additional costs to the various factories. Okay, so now we are going to calculate the total transportation cost. So before going to calculate the total transportation cost, first we have to satisfy the demand and supply. So in every problem or in any method we have to calculate the total transportation cost. First we have to see whether the demand is equal to supply or not. Okay, calculate the total demand and supply and to verify whether the demand is equal to supply or not. Okay, so 25 plus 35, 30, 50 and 60. Okay, next 60 plus 105, 165. Okay, next 165 plus 20, 185. So demand is 185. Okay, so similarly the supply you have to calculate 50 plus 50, 100, 100 plus 70, 170, 170 plus 30, 200. Okay, so supply is 200 and demand is 185. So it is unbalanced transportation problem, which means the demand is not equal to supply. So in this situation what we are going to do? So we have to convert the unbalanced transportation problem into balanced transportation problem, right? So how to convert the unbalanced transportation problem into balanced transportation problem in the sense, so here the demand is 185 and supply is 200. So in order to make this 185 into 200, what we have to do? So we have to add 15, right? So then the demand will be going to be a 200. Then the demand is equal to 200. So after adding the demand, that is required demand here, so this 15 related to column, so we have to add the dummy column here. Okay, so dummy column in the sense we have to introduce the zero costs. Okay, so this is the column number 5. Okay, so to make unbalanced transportation problem into balanced transportation problem, we have to add the dummy column. Because why we are adding the dummy column in the sense, because the demand is a supply than the, so demand is less than the supply, so that's why we are going to add the dummy column. So in a similar way, if demand is more than the supply, then we have to add the dummy row. Okay, you have to keep it in mind. So whether we have to add the dummy column or dummy row, so you have to see which is least and which is highest, so which is less and which is highest. Okay, so now the demand is equal to supply. Now it is possible to calculate the total transportation cost. So under Vogel's approximation method, so under Vogel's approximation method, to satisfy the demand and supply, so what we are going to calculate? So ultimately we have to calculate the row penalty 1 and also we are going to calculate the column penalty 1, because in this Vogel's approximation method we are going to satisfy the demand and supply based on the penalties by selecting the highest penalties and least cost. Okay, let me calculate the row penalties. See, in order to calculate the row penalty, what is the first list? Yes, 0 is the first list. What is the second list? 4 is the second list. So difference is your penalty. 4 is your penalty. Next, in second row, what is the first list? 0. Second list, 8. Okay, so difference is 8. Next, what is the first list? 0. Second list, 4. So difference is 4. Next, what is the first list? 0 and the second list 8. So difference is your penalty. So we have calculated the row penalty. In a similar way, you have to calculate the column penalty. Okay, see. So for in first column, what is the first list? 4 is the first list and the second list 9. So what is the difference? 5 is your penalty. Next, in second column, what is the first list? 4. So next list, that is second list 6. So what is the difference? 2 is your penalty. Next, in third column, what is the first list? 8. So second list 10. What is the difference? 2 is your penalty. Next, in fourth column, what is the first list? 8. Second list is also 8. Now the difference is your penalty, that is 0 is your penalty. So in fifth column, all costs are 0, hence first list and second list also 0, therefore the penalty is also 0. Okay, so now we have calculated the row penalty and the column penalty. So from this entire penalty, which is the highest number? Which is the highest number? Yes, 5, 2, 0, 0 and 8. So 8 is the highest penalty. So 8 is the highest penalty. So see, 8 supply. So this 8 is related to this row. This 8 related to this row. So ಇದನ್ನೇ select ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. So it is your wish. So if you select the least one, it is better to calculation. So it is also helpful to easy calculations. So if you select the highest demand or the highest supply, so it little bit complexities arises in the problem. So better to select the least one. Okay, so don't get confusion. So if you want to calculate by selecting the highest supply, no problem. Okay, you have to select. So but there are two highest penalties are there, so I am going to select this one. Okay, so this 8 is a penalty related to this row, because this is the row penalty. This 8 is a penalty related to this row. So in this row, which is the least number? So which is the least number? That is least cost. 0 is the least cost, right? So after selecting this, you know the next step. So see the related supply and related demand. So which can be satisfiable? This 15 can be satisfiable from this 50. So after satisfying this 15, now the excess supply is 35, right? So after satisfying this 15, then there is no demand made by this warehouse 5. Okay, next step. So again you are going to calculate the row penalty 2 and column penalty 2. Okay, see, so again first list is 4 and second list is 6. So in last row penalty and column penalty 1, first list is 0, but now we have cancelled this 0. Then the first list number is 4 and second list number is 6. So difference is your penalty. 2 is your penalty. So in this case, see, so in second row, first list is 8 and second list is 10. So difference is 2 is your penalty. Next, in third row, first list is 4 and second list is 10. So difference is 6 is your penalty. Next, in fourth row, first list 8 and second list 9. So difference is 1 is your penalty. Okay, next we have calculated the row penalty 2. So in the same way you have to calculate the column penalties as well. Okay, so first list. So see, in this column we didn't have, so we didn't cancel any of the number. So first list is also 4 and second list is also 9. Okay, next 5. So put, because the numbers are in that is the numbers in third column we have not cancelled, right? So therefore you put the same numbers. So here there is no first list and second list number, hence the penalty is also 0. So now in this column penalty 2 and row penalty 2, which is the least number? So sorry, which is the highest number? So 5, 2 and 6. So 6 is the highest number. So this 6 is the penalty related to which column? So sorry, this 6 is related to this row, right? Okay, see, this 6 is related to this row. So you are going to select the least number from this row. So which is the least number? So 4 is your least number. Okay, next, after selecting this, see the related supply and related demand. Okay, so which is the least? So which can be satisfiable? Ultimately we are going to satisfy 30. So after satisfying this 30, then there is no excess supply made by the factory C. So 30 na yavudana satisfy madidivi ee 35 inda. So still we have to give 5 units of quantity to warehouse 2 or store 2. Okay, next step. Yes, again you are going to calculate the row penalty 3 and column penalty 3. Okay, next, in this row, first list 4, second list 6. Then the penalty is again 2. Next in this row, first list 8, second list 10, then the penalty is 2. Next in this row C, all costs will be going to cancelled and only one cost will be allocated to warehouse 2 or store 2. Then there is no first list and second list, hence your penalty will be going to 0. Next in this fourth row, first list is 8 and second list is 9, then the difference is 1 is your penalty. Okay. Next we have calculated the row penalty 3, and in similar way you have to calculate the column penalties. So 4 is your first list and the second list is 9, so difference is 5. Next first list is 6 and second list is 11, so difference is again 5. Next in this third column, first list is 8 and second list is 10, so difference is your penalty, that is 2 is your penalty. In fourth column, first list is 8 and second list is also 8, so penalty will be 0. So in fifth column again penalty will be going to 0 because there is no numbers, that is first list number and second list number. So now what is the next step? So we have to select the highest penalty from this row penalty 3 and column penalty 3. So which is the highest penalty? See, there are two highest penalties are there, right? So 5 and 5. So which you are going to select? So this 5 related to first column, this 5 related to second column. See the demand 25 and here 5. So better to select least one, okay? Don't get confusions. So if you want, you also select this 25, not an issue, okay? So if you select the least number, it is better to calculate, okay? So I am going to select this 5. So this 5 related to this second column. So now in this second column the various costs will be given 6, 11, 11. So which is the least cost? So 6 is the least cost. See the related supply and related demand, 5 is given. So which can be satisfiable? So I am going to satisfy 5 units. So after satisfying this 5, then there is no demand made by the warehouse or store 2. So we are going to satisfy this 5 units from this 50. Still there is a excess supply 45 units of factory A. Okay. Next step. Yes, again you are going to calculate the row penalty 4 and column penalty 4. Okay. See, first list is 4 and second list is 8. The difference is 4. Next, first list is 8 and second list is 10. Difference is 2. Next, in third column there is no numbers are left. So hence your penalty will be 0. In fourth, so this is third row, and in fourth row first list is 8 and second list is 9, so difference is 1. Okay. Next, see the column penalties, first list is 4 and second list is 9, so difference is 5. Next, in second column there is no numbers are left, so hence your penalty will be going to 0. And in third column, first list is 8 and second list is 10, hence your penalty will be 2. Next, in fourth column, first list is 8 and second list is also 8, hence your penalty is 0. So in fifth column all costs will be going to cancelled, so hence your penalty will be 0. Next, after calculating the row penalty and column penalties, so we are going to select the highest penalty from this series. Okay, so see the row penalty 4201 and in column penalty 50200. So which is highest penalty? So this 5 is the highest penalty. See, this 5 related to first column. So in the first column, which is the least number? So 4 is the least number. So select 4. Okay. So after selecting this, see the related supply 45 and related demand 25. So which can be satisfiable? So we are going to satisfy 25 units. So after satisfying this 25 units, then there is no demand made by this store 1. So this 25 units can be satisfied from this 45. Now we have only the excess supply, that is 20 units of factory A. Now next step, yes, again you are going to calculate the row penalty 5 and column penalty 5. Okay, see, first list is 8 and second list is 13, hence your penalty will be 5. Next, in second row, first list is 8, second list is 10, your penalty will be 2. Next, In third row, there is no numbers are left, hence your penalty will be 0. So in last row, first list is 8 and second list is 13. Hence your penalty will be 5. So similar way you have to calculate the column penalty 5. So in first column there is no first list number and second list number, hence your penalty will be 0. In second column also your penalty will be 0. In third column first list is 8 and second list is 10, hence your penalty will be 2. Next in fourth column first list is 8 and second list is 8, hence your penalty will be 0. So in fifth column also your penalty will be 0. Okay, now what is the next step? You have to select the highest penalty. See, in column penalty 0 0 2 0 0, in row penalties 5 2 0 5. So again you have the two alternatives 5 and 5. These are the highest penalty, right? So see the related supply and related supply. Here 35 is there, here 20 is there. So you are going to select this 20. So because supply is least, by selecting this 5 it is better to calculate and it also helps to easy calculation. Okay, see, after selecting this 5 penalty, this 5 is related to this row. So which is the least number from this first row? Yes, 8 is the least number. Okay, so see, the related supply is 20 and related demand is 105. So which can be satisfiable? So you are going to satisfy 20. So after satisfying this 20, then there is no supply, that is excess supply made by the factory A. So ಈ 20 units ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ satisfy ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ? So ultimately this from 105, that is from 105 ಇಂದ satisfy ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. So after satisfying 20 units from this 105, still you have 10, that is 85. You need to give 85 units to warehouse 3 or store 3. Okay, now what is the next step? Yes, again you are going to calculate the row penalty 5 and row penalty 6 and column penalty 6. Okay, see, so in this first row there is no first list number and second list number, hence your row penalty 6 is 0. And in second row first list is 8 and second list 10, so your penalty will be 2 for row penalty 6. Next in third row your penalty is 0. In last row 8 first list number and 13 is the second list number, hence your penalty will be 5. Okay, wait. Next in first column, see, your penalty will be 0 because there is no first list number and second list number. Next in second column also your penalty will be 0. Next in the third column, see, 10 is the first list number and 13 is the second list number, hence your penalty will be 3. Next in fourth column first list number is 8 and second list number is 8, hence your penalty will be 0. In fifth column your penalty will be 0. Okay, now see the highest penalty from this row penalty 6 and column penalty 6. So which is the highest penalty? 0 0 3 0 0 and 5. Yes, exactly 5 is your highest penalty. So this 5 related to last row. So from this you are going to select the highest, least number, that is which is the least cost. You are going to select that number and satisfy the demand and supply. See, the related supply is for 35 and related demand is 20. Okay, so you are going to satisfy 20 units. So after satisfying this 20 units, then there is no demand made by this store 4. So this 20 units can be satisfied from this 35. Now still you have the excess supply from this factory D is 15. Okay, next you have to calculate the row penalty 7 and column penalty 7. See, first row there is no first list and second list. In second row, so this is the important step, once again you have to concentrate. So in the second row there is only one number. Okay, so there is no second list number, hence you need not to calculate this row penalty 7. So because of row penalty 7 is not possible to calculate, So it is not required to calculate because there is only one number left. Okay, so in order to calculate the row penalty 7 or row penalty or column penalty, we need two numbers, that is first list number and second list number. Here there is only one number, so it is not possible to calculate the row penalty and column penalty 7 or row penalty 7. Okay, so ultimately you have the two numbers finally. See, only this number and this number. See the related supply, you are going to satisfy this 70, hence you have to cancel that 70. Next, still we have the 15 units, so satisfy that 15 units. So 70 plus 15, 85. So ultimately you have 85 here. So finally you will get the demand must be equal to supply. Okay, so this is the problem. So by this way you have to calculate the row penalty and column penalty and calculate the total transportation cost. Okay, so total transportation cost you are going to calculate. So that's it. Okay, thanks for watching.